Have you ever wanted to start to learn Biblical Greek, but you've thought, man, it's just so intimidating? Maybe you haven't thought that, maybe you just felt that, but it does seem intimidating. In this video, we're going to break down the task of learning Biblical Greek to help overcome that intimidation so that you can have the confidence to get started. Hi, I'm Darryl Burling from Master New Testament Greek, here to help you with the tools, habits, and system to master the Greek of the New Testament. If you're interested in learning Biblical Greek, then you're in the right place. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notify bell, and that way you'll be told when new videos are released. When people join my mailing list, I ask them this question to start with. What's holding you back from learning Biblical Greek? And this week I had an email from Ethan, and Ethan said it just seems so intimidating. And so I replied to Ethan, and I thought I would share with you my 5 points that I gave Ethan to help him overcome this intimidation of Biblical Greek. It's really quite simple. The thing is that the reason it seems so daunting is because it just seems like such a big distance from not knowing anything about the language to being able to read fluently. And so there are just 5 things, I think, that really help to break it down. And the first one is this. You want to know, first of all, that the first few weeks are going to be the hardest. Now, that doesn't mean to say the rest of the process won't be hard. It will, but the hardest part is the first few weeks. And there are several reasons for this. First of all, you're learning a totally new alphabet with new sounds, right? Everything looks different. It looks like chicken scratchings. And so there's this learning curve to do with that. But not only that, there's also you're establishing the disciplines required for learning. And if you've never learned a language before, then these are totally new. Even if you've been through college and you've learned, history and mathematics and all these kind of things, learning a language is different. And so there's new learning disciplines that you're going to need to pick up to help you get through those first few weeks. On top of that, you're also learning this whole new noun system. Like if you go through basics of Biblical Greek with Mounts, then he's going to take you in the first few weeks through the noun system. And this is kind of overwhelming. For starters, the English noun system is actually pretty easy. But then when you get into Greek, you've got declensions, you've got endings, and different endings mean there's slightly different inflections of the word. And so it's like, there's so much to learn. How can I do all of this? So that is really quite difficult. So again, once you get through those things, and the problem here isn't just the noun paradigms or the language disciplines or the learning disciplines or the language challenge itself, but it's all 3 of those together. That's what makes those first few weeks particularly difficult. Once you get through the learning disciplines, once you manage to sort of get some tools down, once you get some habits in place, it does become a lot easier. Then you're just dealing with the language. But for starters, you're dealing with the language and all those other things as well. And so that makes the first few weeks the most difficult. So know that the first few weeks are going to be the most difficult. But it's not going to stay that way the whole time. Once you're through the first few weeks, then you're going to find it gets a little bit easier because the number of things you're dealing with goes down. The second thing that's going to make Greek a little less intimidating is simply that you want to set aside regular, consistent time. When I was going through beginning Greek when I was in college, what I found was that a lot of students, they would wait until the day before class to do the homework for class. And then they would find that it would just be overwhelming and they couldn't do it. So what I did and what I found and what I encourage other students to do and what I encourage you to do is to do a little bit every day. In fact, get consistent every single day. Maybe you can take a day off a week. So 5 or 6 days a week at least. You want to spend 20 to 30 minutes every day, maybe even twice a day, working on your Greek. Okay, 20 to 30 minutes every day working on your Greek. And if you do that, if you're consistent on that, then again, you're going to be learning a little bit every day and it's not going to be so overwhelming. So first, you want to know that it's going to do the first few weeks are going to be hard. Second, take regular time every day and make sure you focus on showing up every day, right? That's the key. Show up every day and you will make progress. And you might say, well, what do I do in that 20 to 30 minutes every day? Well, again, this is the thing. There are really 4 tasks. And this is the third thing I want to encourage you. This is the third way to make Greek less intimidating, is focus on these 4 consistent exercises. Just these 4 and you'll get through it. The first one is vocabulary. You need to work on vocabulary. You can't escape this. And I've found even people who finish beginning Greek, they think, well, I know enough vocabulary now to get by. Well, unfortunately, you can always benefit from more vocabulary. Vocabulary is one of those things that you can benefit from even after beginning Greek. So focus on vocabulary. And that's not going to be in that 20 or 30 minute period of time that I'm suggesting you take. This is just going to be something you want to do through the day, okay? So don't set it, it's not very daunting when you're going through beginning Greek, but just do a little bit of vocabulary every day, and you need the right tools for that, and I can help you with that. The second consistent exercise you want to do every day is paradigm mastery. Focus on mastering the charts that are given to you, because those are going to help you to remember what endings go with what forms and what they mean, okay? And as you do that, that's going to really help. And again, this is not going to take you a lot of time. If you have the right kind of exercises, and again, I can give you those, that's going to make a lot of difference, okay? So that's 2 of those 4 consistent exercises. The third one is form passing. You want to practice the passing. So you take the paradigms and then you want to put those into practice. You master the paradigms and then you practice the paradigms essentially. And there are tools for this, software tools you can use on your iPad or on your phone or whatever, or even on websites. You don't have to buy any software for it. But if you practice the passing, this is another one of those key exercises that's going to get you through beginning Greek. And the fourth thing you want to do with that 20 to 30 minutes you've got every day is just work through the workbook. So again, every beginning Greek program is going to have its own workbook. And so if you work through those workbook exercises every day in that 20 to 30 minute period, you're just going to make consistent progress. Yeah, they're going to be hard, sure, but that's the point. They're going to challenge you, but what they're doing is they're taking those things you're learning, in the paradigms that you're learning, in the vocabulary you're learning, and you're putting them all together. Right? And so that's going to be really helpful. So those are the 4 things. So know that the first few weeks are going to be the most difficult. Make consistent steps every day. Make sure you're consistent daily to work on it, and then work on those 4 exercise types every day. And those are going to make it so much easier. So that's the first 3 things to make Greek less intimidating. The fourth thing that I want to do is just to say it's only going to take you a certain amount of time, right? It's not going to take forever. Beginning Greek lasts about 6 months. Once you're through beginning Greek, it's just a whole different ballgame. So now you're actually starting to use what you've learned. You're reinforcing the concepts you've already learned, and you're reminding yourself of things because you're seeing them now in the wild. So beginning Greek only takes about 6 months. Once you're through that, you can start to really utilize the language. And so don't expect it to take forever. It's just that 6 month period. If you can get through that, then you're on your way. And the last thing to make beginning Greek less intimidating is simply be accountable. And what I really mean by that is that you want to work together with a group of people who are doing the same thing as you, so that every week you get to a point in time, a day and a time each week that you've already appointed for yourself, and you work together. Right? You go through the work you've done over the past week together. And that way you have to be a certain distance through that work each week. And that's just going to give you a time and a place that's going to force you to make progress every week. And it's that weekly progress, that small daily progress translated into weekly progress over that 6 month period that's going to get you through beginning Greek. That's it. Those 5 things. So know that the first few weeks are going to be the hardest. Make sure that you set aside consistent, regular time, 5 to 6 days a week at least. Focus on those 4 key tasks: vocabulary, paradigm mastery, form practicing, so you're passing, and then the assigned work exercises. Expect beginning Greek to take about 6 months, and then be accountable. Show up every week for class. So that's all there is. So if you can do those 5 things, then beginning Greek is going to be pretty straightforward. And even those 5 things, expecting beginning Greek to take 6 months, really, I'm not even telling you anything exciting there, except the fact it's just, there's a limited amount of time for how long this works, right? So it's not going to be forever. So if this sounds interesting to you, if you're kind of thinking to yourself though, well, you know what, I don't have anybody around me who wants to learn Greek. Who am I going to meet with? Or, I don't have the tools, or I don't even know how to set this stuff up. Well, I have an opportunity for you. Next week, I'm going to start a brand new beginning Greek course. If you're interested in learning biblical Greek, going through the Mounts workbook together, and that's what we're going to start doing from next week. So if you want to join us for that, you're welcome to. If you want to do that, then go to masterntgreek.com/learn, and all the details you need will be right there. And you'll be able to join us for that first call next week, next Tuesday Eastern Time, Pacific Time, and join us for that time, and you'll be able to join in and go through the first lesson of beginning Greek with us. Now, the program itself is part of the Master New Testament Greek Mastery membership. So what I'll do is in the first call, I'll talk you through how beginning Greek works first of all, and then we'll talk about the Mastery membership generally and how that works. And you'll get an opportunity at the end of that call to join the Mastery membership should you want to. So go to masterntgreek.com/learn and get all the details there. So if this has been an encouragement to you, if this has helped break down the intimidation of biblical Greek, hit the like button and then go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the notify bell so that you're notified when new videos are released. And until the next video, I want to encourage you, just keep taking small, consistent steps toward mastery, and you're going to make it. It only takes a certain amount of time and you get there eventually. It's the consistency that is key. So keep taking small, consistent steps, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. See you then.